Tracy is still the leader, as there you see the rundown at the conclusion of 42 laps. But they run so fast, the leader is already on lap 44, and Paul Tracy and Emerson Fittipaldi are running a race all by themselves, but still moving into that race about 12 seconds behind the leaders is Al Unser Jr., doing everything he can to close in.
That's Johansson that's just about to get passed by Emerson. Gets a good look at the car that he will drive next year, because Tony Bettenhausen will buy 2 of those Penske's for Johansson for next season. What a car he'll be in.
Johansson always seems to do a super. Oh, one car into the wall very quickly, and it's Mario.
Things happen so fast here. He clips Cheever coming out of turn 2. And his last oval track race ends with the car destroyed.
Mario appears to be okay already. The kart safety team is there. Very quick touch, what looked to be Eddie Cheever's car, and then spin quickly into the wall.
Well, I think Mario thought he was all the way past Cheever, when in fact he wasn't, because if you look at this, in fact, Cheever is so fast, I don't think Mario even knew that Cheever was trying to go down the outside, because Mario's right rear clipped the left front suspension of Cheever's car. Here it is. Cheever's going faster on the outside line. Mario doesn't know he's there, moves over. Cars touch. Cheever's left front suspension, Mario's right rear. And that's it. So the leaders take this opportunity to pit under yellow.
So the first stop for the leaders come on the 47th lap. Paul Tracy in and out under the yellow flag. A lot of debris still out there on the course. It appears that Eddie Cheever's car is in fact okay, but there will be some cleanup time here as they get all of the parts and pieces back off of the race course. Mario Andretti, the first report from safety 2, the truck that he sits in now, is that he is fine and he does appear to be okay, but Mario's career on IndyCar ovals is now over. Gary Gerald?
Busy here in the Penske pits. The first 2 cars, Paul Tracy, Emerson Fittipaldi, came in, made routine stops in service, got back out. Al Unser, they're keeping on the track right now, so he has moved up. We don't know just when he'll be coming in as we go to Jan.
Well, when Paul Tracy did come in, there was a slight adjustment, Gary. They took 1 turn out of the right front wing. So the Penske cars at the moment are not immune to this looseness, trying to put a little more push into Tracy's car.
And you saw that Eddie Cheever's car suffered some problems as well to the left front, and Eddie is out of the car and they pulled it back into the paddock area. On board from Bobby Rahall's car, a view of that situation.
This is into turn 2, up over the hill. That's Cheever on the outside of Mario. He's on the outside. Mario doesn't see him. Cars touch. Oh, look at Rahal. Down change on the brakes. Tries to dodge. Goes right, left, right. Then misses everything and gets on his way.
Rahal wondering for a moment there where that car was going to end up, whether it was going to stay up on the wall or come back into the center of the course. An anxious moment for Bobby Rahal and the rest that follow behind. So we're under yellow for the first time today at the Bosch Spark Plug Grand Prix. Back under yellow at the Bosch Spark Plug Grand Prix in Nazareth, Pennsylvania. NFL Primetime returns for its 8th season tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern with Chris Berman, Tom Jackson, and Robin Roberts, providing the most complete NFL wrap-up on TV. NFL Primetime tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. Now let's get an update from the pits. Here's Jan Vikas.
Our champion, Al Unser Jr., did elect to come into the pits, but he changed his front wing up instead of down. So maybe Al Unser Jr. had just a slight bit of push, a different strategy than we saw for Paul Tracy. Now, Gary has more. Gary?
Well, we're alongside Eddie Cheever, Jan. And Eddie, can you tell us now, there was contact between you and Mario.
Me, Mario, the wall. I was just passing him and a group of other cars on the outside, coming out of 2, and he just went wide. I'm sure he didn't see me, because if he did see me, I don't think he would do something as silly as that. I mean, I had absolutely no place to go. He put me between his car, my cars, between him and the wall, and I tried to brake, but I couldn't do anything. So I hit the wall, then I hit him, and it's unfortunate. My car was going very well. We had a very bad practice session, but it was really going good in the race. I think we were like 7th.
Yeah, you had gained probably as many positions as anybody except maybe Al Unser Jr.
Probably more, because I started farther back than he did.
How about your plans for next season, Eddie?
I'm working on a couple of things. I've really enjoyed working with Foyt in Copenhagen, but before I even came here, we knew that we were both going to be doing something else in '95. It's been a lot of fun. AJ is a He's the salt of the earth. I'm glad that I got to work with him. And Copenhagen is a great company to drive for, and it's a pity today. I thought we could have finished probably in the top 3.
Will you have your own team next year?
Who knows? Maybe.
All right. Thanks, Eddie. Paul?
Always a good comment, though, coming from Eddie Cheever. Very marvelous guy, not only in speaking, but in his writing. We'll be back with more of the Bosch Park Plug Grand Prix. We're back at the Bosch Park Plug Grand Prix, ready to go back to green flag racing anytime now. A couple of penalties. First of all, Dominic Dobson was brought in for a speed violation. The same with Stefan Johansson for a violation on the warm-up lane, and a pit blend line violation for Marco Greco. Here with us in the booth is the true voice of motorsports worldwide. You hear him on all the Formula One coverage, commentator of the BBC, and of course the voice of Formula One, Murray Walker. Good to have you here.
Well, this is a great experience for me. I sit at home and I listen to Derek and yourself doing the Indian races.
Well, Murray, for some reason, typical, we're not hearing you, but we'll get you on in just a second. Murray is here with John Watson, his partner now in Formula One coverage, seeing their first mile run as we come back to green flag racing. Boy, look at Villeneuve as he drops to the inside alongside Mark Smith.
Well, see what he did. Brakes to the inside, and look how high and wide he washed all the way up to the outside of the groove. You can do that when you're brave, but it's always better when you warm those tires up first.
A move for someone young. Villeneuve runs in 7th place. Adrian Fernandez ahead of him is his target. Paul Tracy, of course, the leader, followed by Fittipaldi, Al Unser Jr., Boycel, Stefan Johansson, then Fernandez, and then Villeneuve.
Interesting, we heard the report that Unser put some more downforce in the front of his car. And if he was that fast with a bit of understeer, what's going to happen now if he can balance that car and make it even faster? Look at those sticker tires on Matt Schuster's car. You need to get those stickers off before he's going to go fast.
Over the shoulder now, Bobby Rahal. Creditable position for Bobby.
Very good. Prides himself on having one of the best handling cars on the racetrack. This team designs and builds its own shock absorbers. That is the extent that they will go to try and get their car handling better. Look at these Penske's all in the line.
Al Unser Jr. as he comes around Nigel. Now you ride on board.
Here's the problem with a loose car that Mansell had that we reported earlier. On an oval track, when your speed is above 150 miles an hour, you simply cannot drive it sideways. You have only an option to back out of the power. Outside lines again by the Penske's.
Back at the front of the field. The battle now heating up for 3rd place. Al Unser Jr. and his teammate Emerson Fittipaldi. Now separated by only one car, that of Scott Sharp.
Al Jr. so disappointed in that qualifying run, but you had to be here to see what Emerson did yesterday when everybody had already conceded the pole after Tracy's superb run. Then Emerson went out and blitzed everybody at 47 years of age. He absolutely jumped out of the cockpit with delight and celebrated with his crew. Great to see it yesterday.
Keep tracking on that battle for 2nd. Tracy leads Fittipaldi, then Unser Jr., then Raul Boycel. On board with Michael.
There's no doubt Michael is a lame duck here this afternoon. You see him pull to the inside is not a challenge. One of the most spectacular drivers in IndyCar racing. When the car is not right, you cannot put the thing on your back and drag it around, no matter how much talent you possess.
And there comes little Al around. Boy, there gives you an idea of the differential between the two machines. Michael Andretti runs in 13th. It's been a tough weekend for Michael. 65 laps into the record book. Paul Tracy, the leader. There's your 3rd place car. Al Unser Jr. still trying to close on Fittipaldi. Fittipaldi making some wide moves. being very brave himself, trying to stay away from Little Al. Around Bosell, Mark Smith just ahead. Little Al closes up.
And there's a traffic jam that he got caught in. You see that? Fittipaldi got stuck behind Mark Smith, couldn't go left or right, and Al Jr. almost pounced.
Very, very tight racing as Little Al now coming up to get right on the back of Emerson Fittipaldi. They've been closing the gap steadily, but at the same time, Paul Tracy has been able to pull away from Emerson Fittipaldi. Let's go to Gary Gerald.
Mario Andretti, tell us how you're feeling and what happened now.
I got a good thump in the back, you know, on the back straightaway, and just went right into the wall. You know, it was a lot of traffic at that point, you know, a lot of cars around, and I don't know, I guess somebody miscued on that.
Particular disappointment. I know that competitive fire is so bright, and you want to do well the last time to run here at the home track, and all the family, the friends.
Naturally, you know, I would have loved to have done well here, especially, but for some reason or other, the car would only last under me about 4 or 5 laps, and it would go so loose that I had a tough time even defending the position. So, you know, it almost got me out of my misery out there, because it was really a tough way to go. I think I was watching Nigel. He had about the same problem. It was really loose.
Mario, we thank you very much. We wish you well at Laguna.
Robbie Gordon in the pits, also Nigel Mansell. Gordon obviously done for the day. It's too bad. He's had a season of great consistency. Now a series of failures. Last week at Elkhart, this week here.
Sorry to see Mario go. Celebrations all week. Even the Coke cans at the local pizza had the Arrivederci Mario tour on them.
So now Al Unser Jr. definitely in contact with second place Emerson Fittipaldi. 71 laps into the record book. Separation so tight the stopwatch doesn't matter anymore.
People wonder, is Al Jr. happy with the championship? Now he'll take it easy? No. Remember, he wants to set a new single-season record for the number of wins, which he currently is tied with Michael at 8. He wants to make it 9.
They close on traffic once again. Remember, that's so often the deciding factor on a mile. And look just behind them. Raul Boisel is very definitely staying in contact. Around Dominic Dobson.
Big crash this morning for Dobson. We watched it as it happened. We had this particular shot here as he came through this corner right here. He came up over the top of the hill. The car got away from him, and then bang.
Dominic's motor a little rough. Got a bit of a rattle there for a moment, but it appears to have dissipated just that quickly. As at the front of the field, it remains Paul Tracy, Emerson Fittipaldi, and Al Unser Jr. continue their battle for second. Raul Boisel runs in 4th place. Block Grand Prix. You can see that Al Unser Jr. is continuing to try and battle with Emerson